Members of the school board, Mrs. Myers, Mr. Takovich, Mr. Kendrick, Superintendent Mock, Assistant Superintendent Ohaus, faculty, parents, relatives, guests, and members of the class of 1997. Good evening and welcome to the 108th commencement exercises. We will open the ceremony this evening with the class of 1998, Sarah Betty. Sarah will then make some brief remarks as she accepts the key. Please welcome the president of the class of 1997, Peter Pacia.
On January 29, 1995, the sun was beaming down from the Joe Robbie Stadium for Super Bowl 29. The glistened off golden helmets reflected up into the stands. It shone on one helmet in particular, the man leading his team to victory. He took bone-crunching hits and scrambled around like a little kid avoiding his mom who would have to finish for him. This man was Steve Young, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. 6 times he threw touchdown passes, 6 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. That was a great finish to one of the best seasons in history. Steve Young has beaten a lot of odds. He has been at the top of the sports world. He has done what every little kid dreams of when he's out back throwing a ball with his dad. But he still does not lose sight of it all. He too was once one of those kids throwing the ball with his dad. He remembers what it was like. He has known great success, but he still thinks that doing better than he did yesterday is important. He says it best himself. I wish parents would understand that if their child drops 8 fly balls one day, then only drops 6 the next, that's a reason to go to Dairy Queen. The principal thing is competing against yourself. It's about self-improvement, about being better than you were the day before. I know we don't have a Dairy Queen right here, but I remember going out for ice cream after Little League. It can be the most rewarding thing for a kid. Both teams sitting there, sometimes not talking to each other, depending on how the day went, but still having fun. It also should be a reward for doing better, not necessarily winning or being the best. It's about being better than you were and competing against yourself. Life may be a sport like all the Gatorade ads say, but it's a sport against yourself, not everyone else. You may need some help from your coaches, teachers, and parents to improve yourself. So don't be afraid to look to them for advice. So in anything you do, make your first goal to be better than you were. If you didn't try to catch the ball one day, make an all-out effort the next. Run after the thing when it's soaring in the air. When the sun blinds you, run where you think it would be. And when you see it falling just out of your reach, jump. Jump after it and stick your arm out. Try. Be better than you were. You'll at least get to go home with grass stains on your hands today. That in itself is a pretty rewarding feeling. So I challenge you to improve yourself. Work on all the little things. Drop 6 balls instead of 8. Get grass stains on your hands today for trying. And remember to go to therapy. With the acceptance of this key, Sarah, you hold the responsibility of its use and guidance. This key opens the door to your senior year. It is the key to your future, your tomorrow. It is the beginning of understanding and wisdom. It's up to you, Sarah, as the next Harvard High School senior class president, to lead your class in its use. I know I'm speaking for the rest of my class when I wish you and the class of 1998 the best of luck.
On behalf of the class of 1998, I would like to thank you, Peter, and the class of 1997 for setting examples and teaching each one of us something different.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Hull, for those very appropriate remarks. Everyone at Hartford High School wishes you the best as you lead our state to new heights in education. Thank you for coming here to speak to us this evening. Along a tradition at Hartford High School, each year the graduates choose to show their appreciation to their parents or guardians for the nurturing, love, and support they've given them. The members of the class of 1997 now wish to rise and salute their parents with a round of applause.
cut out.
This evening, because 3 members of the school board have children who are graduating, 3 of those members, Mr. James Tonkovich, Mrs. Jean Myers, and Mr. Harry Kendrick, will award diplomas after I have presented the class. Mr. Tonkovich, Mrs. Myers, Mr. Kendrick, and members of the school board, on behalf of the faculty and administration, I attest that these students before you have met all of the requirements for graduation set by the state of Vermont and by you, the Board of School Directors. They are worthy candidates to receive diplomas. This class ushers in a new era of much larger classes. They have 25% more graduates than did last year's class. This has been one of the strongest classes in the history of the school. They were very serious, enthusiastic, diligent, and organized. As a class, they were excited by ideas. This class has a good collective spirit, and they were community-oriented. They won many academics and 13 league championships, 2 state championships, and 2 league championships this year. This class has not been afraid of challenges. About a quarter of the students took maximum honors, as high honors, at least once this year. The class of 1997 is characterized by integrity, by kindness, by wit, and by a sense of direction. Each year, as I did again tonight, I ask the freshmen, class of 1997. For our first presentation, Mr. Tonkovich, I'd like to ask you to confer a special commemorative diploma at this time.
Peter Andrew Bishop. Lisa Leah Ferguson. Christina Ruth Garino. James Allen Rugg. Brenna Eileen Maney. Ryan Cameron. Heidi Shepherd. Justin Robert. Shannon Lynn Ballard. Joshua Courtney Matthew Crump. Holly Michelle Hudson. Corey D. Jelinas. Robin Camille Staples. Neil Williams. Corey Spencer. Jamie Lynn Cody. Nicholas Potter. Nisa Rose Langley. Neil Allen III. Heidi Marie Perry. Benjamin Claude Liza Grace Wood. Kevin Scott Isham Jr. Alicia Lanza. Alfred Thomas Wright IV.
We're not proud parents.
Amanda Jill Randall. Jean-Luc Joseph Robert Maynard.
relatives, friends, teachers, and others here present, I extend best wishes to each of you. Reach beyond the clouds and do what must be done. Mr. Harry Kendrick will now give the closing.
That was good. It came back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kendrick. Commissioner Hull, I'd like to thank you very much for having joined us this evening. We really appreciate your coming back to Hartford High School. Will the class officers and student council members please come to the front aisle? The class asks everyone to go to the front of the school at the conclusion of ceremonies for a celebration for Stephanie Small. So please go to the main entrance of the school at the conclusion of these ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, the class president will now lead the class in changing their passes.
All right.
Members of the class, ladies and gentlemen, these commencement exercises are in recess.
Charlie Carpenter were here.
Yeah, I know. They give me
Oh, you saw him?
yeah. They're looking for Pete. We're looking for Pete.
Well, we've already hugged Pete.
Yeah, Stan already
the bottle. You want to do that?
What a Cheshire flower on the moor. How you doing, man? Huh?
I don't know.
You graduate? And what you pass?
That's not bad.
You said a big guy, huh? You're next. You're next.
We're gonna get your picture with Liza. Ben?
Pete's over there, I guess.
Hey, Nancy.
Getting a condo in Piedmont. Oh, there he is.
Oh, thanks. I got fingerprints all over the lens.
I know, I don't care.
He looks like he's feeling better.
Come on, one more time.
Not after. Hey! Feeling better, I can tell. You're gonna pass out about halfway through.
Oh, I was trying to get your...
He was?
We saw you. Yes, I saw you too. I was going to take your picture, and just as I started to grab the camcorder, you left. So here you are.
You should not go on both.
You're gonna step back on my toe.
Step back out of your way?
You're gonna step on my toe.
Oh.
Always sneaks in.
Turn your way.
Trying to get a look at Scott so you're here. Oh, yeah.
Are they not going to do their thing?
No, I guess they.
What?
He wants to take a picture of us.
Oh. Hurry. What?
Can we get a fit? Whoa, pull up your
Get enough, Susan?
Yeah.
I know your family's growing. You're getting very long.
Scott, you're not walking back. Susan, you're not walking backwards.